Hi, and welcome to the March 2023 Microsoft licensing update from the version 1 software asset management practice. How's everybody doing today?
Good, thank you.
Good today, thanks.
Thanks.
Great stuff. So as usual, we're going to have a quick walk through any of the key changes from this month's Microsoft product terms updates. There's a few in this month. First one on the list is Windows Intune. So for those who aren't familiar with Windows Intune, I think everybody's familiar with Windows Intune at this stage. It's a cloud-based unified endpoint management tool. Before March 2023, you could license Intune in a number of ways, and there are a number of flavors. So you could license it on a standalone basis, on a per device, using a per device licensing model or per user licensing model. Probably fair to say the vast majority of customers who will use Windows, or who will use Intune, should I say, will typically acquire it or have acquired it through the Microsoft 365 enterprise plans or E-suites or F suites. Or they may have acquired it where the enterprise mobility suite has been acquired on its own. So there was various different ways of obtaining the paid version of Intune. There's some basic Intune capabilities that came with Office 365, but when it came to licensing the full version of the product, they were the kind of the core versions, or core ways, should I say, that you would have obtained the Intune product. And within that, there wasn't any kind of deviation between different tiers. So if we fast forward to March 2023, the product terms have included some interesting changes on that front, where Microsoft are looking to, I guess you could say, commoditize that install base of Intune that bit further. So Niamh, I know you've studied this one. So what's the take on this, and what are the kind of key changes?
I did. So yeah, Carl, so drum roll. There are two new add-ons that you can add on to Intune Plan 1. And as you said, like that includes, any Intune Plan 1 that's already included in any of the M365 kind of suites. But yeah, so there's Intune originally Plan 2, which is an add-on to Plan 1, and that's specifically for a tunnel for MAM, or VPN for MAM, for mobile application management, and also it includes managing kind of specialty devices. So that would be things like kind of conference room PCs and things like that. And then there's a second add-on to Plan 1, and that's Intune Suite. So that effectively just includes everything that you get with Intune Plan 2. And also, you get kind of remote help. So obviously, using for any kind of devices, etc., remote desktop help. Endpoint privilege management, advanced endpoint analytics, and I believe that there's more on the way. Not there yet, but more on the way in advanced app management and cloud certification management. And both of those are going to be coming later in 2023. So effectively, you've got your Intune Plan 1, whether that's as a standalone SKU, or if it's, included any of the M365, kind of the F to E, E5 plans, or EMS to E5, and business premium plans as well. So it's either, I think the price they're kind of publicly making available at the moment on their website is like Intune Plan 2, which is a tunnel for MAM and specialty devices features in there, is $4 on top of your Intune Plan 1, let's say, which is $8. But if you want to go the whole hog and buy in for kind of all the bells and whistles with Intune Suite, that's going to cost you let's say $10 on top of your $8 that you've paid out for your Plan 1.
Okay. So I suppose the key takeaway is that, if you're an organization, should I say, that's extensively using Intune and is probably more advanced in terms of your usage of Intune, then probably best start to get ready for some potential licensing cost increases on that front. If your usage of Intune is, standardized or basic to a certain degree, then more than likely the Plan 1 option will probably cover your needs. So so that's interesting to see that, and I know, I think we we saw similar with Teams and some changes to Teams recently around new SKUs being made available. So interesting to see Microsoft subdivide these products as time goes by, perhaps as they reach critical mass, or as I said, looking at ways to possibly further monetize the investments that they've made.
And I guess because it's Intune is particularly strong, isn't it, on mobile devices. So and the proliferation of mobile devices is part of the workplace. So people in various type of roles where they're probably very reliant on mobile devices. It's it's possibly where that's going to find its strength from as a product in the future.
Great stuff. So William, from your side, anything interesting?
Yeah, there was a couple of pieces. It's so the first one is Education Insights, which is basically under Microsoft 365. So it's been removed. All content's been removed as the offer has been depreciated. So, but I think to know what you're not getting anymore, it's handy to know what you did get. So it's basically an education piece, which is helped understand students and respond to their needs through real-time analytics of student progress and activity within their classes. So whilst this is now no longer, the perception is that it's going to be rolled up into the sort of broader sort of Viva product set, but nothing's actually been laid out in writing yet. So that'll probably come in an update later on down in the year. And the second piece is there's updated availability tables for 2 new offers. So the first one's forensic evidence for insider risk management, which is an opt-in, but it's an add-on feature that gives security teams within an organization insights into potential insider data security incidents. But there's also user privacy capabilities built into that. So not everything goes to security team. There's still things that the user can, data protection, that personal data that they can hold back. It's included within the Microsoft 365 E5 compliance add-on, or as a standard part of Microsoft 365 E5. So that's the first bit. And then the second updated offer is Microsoft Defender Vulnerability Management add-on. So this is an additional cost. So this is where, similar to the Intune, where things seem to be stacking up, you get to start to use the sit at the table, but then you've got to start paying to actually consume stuff. So what it does is it's asset visibility, intelligent assessments and prioritization and built-in remediation tools for Windows, Mac, Linux, Android and iOS and network devices to essentially sort of prioritize and address critical vulnerabilities that based on misconfigurations across an organization. So where something, I don't know if it's jailbroken or if it's been misconfigured or incorrectly configured onto the network, this will help identify centrally. But it's an additional cost to the Defender for Endpoint Plan 2 or an additional cost to the Microsoft 365 E5 suite. But as yet, no pricing has been published.
Quite a few bits and bobs there knocking around.
Yeah, all of which I can't say or pronounce.
Very good. So Richard, I think the last update was on privacy within Dynamics 365. So hopefully you're not going to read out Microsoft's complete privacy policy from start to end. So.
God no. So yeah, there are 2 additional changes here. The first one is regarding Microsoft Dynamics 365 services. It's a simple name change here. They changed all references for Microsoft Relationship Sales Solution Plus to just be Microsoft Relationship Sales. That's just it. And then the last one is a privacy and security terms update. They updated the core services to include Azure Form Recognizer, Azure Immersive Reader, Azure Metrics Advisor, and Azure Red Hat OpenShift, which in itself is quite interesting. It's the Red Hat OpenShift platform provided under Azure with joint management between Microsoft and Red Hat. But apart from those 2 small changes, nothing major.
Okay, cool. So I think that's about it for this month's update. Just key takeaway for me, I'd say, is if you're using Intune, get to grips with some of those new features and the subdivision of features between the two different plans, and start to look at what's the cost and licensing impact going to be for your organization. As always, if you have any queries off the back of today's session, or if you have any Microsoft or any other software vendor licensing queries for that matter, please don't hesitate to reach out to the software asset management practice here at Version 1. Also, as usual, check out the associated blog with this particular month's recording. And until next month, we shall see you then. Take care.
Bye-bye.